Hey Skeletons, it's Skeletor here, back with another Skeletor Makes Suggestions video. This war replay is coming from the war we're in right now. It's coming from co-leader Michael. So I just thought it'd just be a good video to make because these are a lot of the common errors that happen in GoWiVa, and I just thought it might be good to try to address a bunch of them at once. So if you look at the troop comp, right away you'll notice there's only 3 earthquake spells. So I don't know if he didn't wait for Clan Castle earthquake spell or what, but 3, you might as well bring no earthquake spells. So you need to have 4. I just think he couldn't wait or something, but should have waited for that. But then let's watch where he goes ahead and puts them down. So he drops them on this outside section. Now, first of all, if you wanted to drop it there, he could have dropped it 2 more walls up, and that would have opened up into this compartment where the Tesla will be, at the very least. So you're wasting range there. But also, what he should have done is dropped it right over this, between the wall between the Tesla and the air defense, so that it would have gone from, it would have gotten this whole section if you would drop it over the Tesla, and it might just make it out to this Lego joint, but if whether it does or not, it opens up this whole core, and it opens up this section with the cannons and the mortar, and this section with the king and the mortar, and then you're able to wall break in from the outside, and now all of a sudden 40% of the base is wide open, and you just got to get through the other side, with some rage spells or something. So you'd be able to get into the core, this whole section, so this wall, all the way into the core, all the way over to this part with the bomb tower, the new one. That would all be open up. So definitely, if you're going to use quakes, really consider dropping on the inside and then wall breaking in, because now what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to wall break. It just weakened it, and then he still used 3 wall breakers, which is fine, but he only would have needed 1. So, but also, you have to get rid of your poison to do that. And all right, so now let's talk about that. So a couple things just happened right there. We have a double spell placement, and we have the spread of the Valkyries. So, number 1, easily addressed, never ever spread the Valkyries. You need all the Valkyries to stay in one tight-knit pack through the whole attack, because together they are strong. If they run away from each other, they're going to get picked off one by one because they get distracted so easily, and they're not great at cutting through walls. So you definitely need, 3 to 4 of them at least to stay together throughout the whole raid, or you're going to lose. So the fact that he spread them like this is a big mistake. I would say that he would have gotten this. He ends up getting a 2-star on this attack. He would have gotten 3 if he had kept them together. If he would have just dropped it behind the heroes right in the middle, they would have ran right up to this air defense, and they would have cut into the middle of the base. And if you would have earthquaked there, then they would have ran right into the core, taken out those expos. And so then it's okay that you drop the rage on the clan castle troops. I would have dropped it a little farther in, so that the outside of the spell is where these wizards are standing. So you get another whole section in closer to the town hall. That's just because you got to lead with your spells so that your troops actually spend more time in it. But the heal spell there is pretty much wasted. So really save the heal spell for the core when you're going to be taking hit from a lot of different angles. So if you're going to bring in 2 rage and 1 heal, you definitely got to save that heal for the inside. Rage into the core, heal, and then rage out of the core. So that second rage comes down too soon because the first rage came down too far out. So what you should have done is use your rage spell to cover the whole core. Because now, as soon as they run in, they're going to run right to the queen, and they're going to be outside of the rage. And then when they run to the town hall, they're going to be outside of the rage. So what you got to do is you have to, these spells are overlapping, and that shouldn't happen. So save that rage a little bit longer, drop it, cover the whole core so that your, Valkyries are under rage the whole time. See, those ones on the left, not raged. And now, when you try to get out of the core, they're out of the rage. Just the queen is in rage, which is not really helpful because this is the critical point. It's in the middle. And now they're going to be taking fire from all angles, but they're not going to have the rage to help bust them through the walls. And especially because everybody splits up directions, with that rage, they would have gone through the walls. And now, if you notice, those Valkyries all die. Now, if you look, a good chunk of these Valkyries went to the outside. It looks like 4 or 5 of them. So that's a third of the Valkyrie power ran outside because of doing that spread. Now, he should have saved the queen ability to when he's being targeted, because now the queen is just going to get pinged. So definitely try not to use it on walls. That could have been critical for later, because now, just like that, the archer tower pinged all those Valkyries, and then it just bounced over and took that out. So now it's just one golem, and it's going to get ahead. Of course, you can't rely on golems, and that's going to be the end. So let's just back this up. Let's go through it again real quick. So 3 earthquakes don't do anything. They're in the wrong spot. Wall break is fine, but you should have brought more than that. The wizards spread out too far. That Valkyries were spread out. Overlap the spells is a waste. Overlap the third spell is a waste. And you ran out of power for the back end. And then... Okay, so I guess the cannon was targeting the queen, but should have waited longer, at least. The queen was still about half health, and you can wait a little longer than that in general. And then that golem is just going to stay alive forever, so kind of a wait, because you let the troops get away from your main golems and your main power, you end up running out of steam and wasting that golem. So really work on the execution, guys. I'm going to show you a demonstration of a quake spell. A really good quake spell dropped by Mephistopheles. So if you look, he drops the 4. So I realize that this is a really spread out Tunnel 10 base, but look at how much this opens up. That's the only thing that's fully walled off, and he just got both of them. So now 100% of this base is free mobility. Okay? So I realize this is an extreme example, but those are the kinds of things that you got to be looking for. So he has wall breakers, I'm sure, just because didn't expect it to be this spread out. Freeze on the clan castle troops. That's can be a good strategy depending on what you're attacking. Freeze on the other Inferno. Town Hall goes down no problem. And when all the Valkyries are together, look at this. We're at 2/3 of the base done, and every single Valkyrie is touching each other right now. Every single one of them is together. That's the kind of way you have to do this attack. So look how much more power he's able to get by keeping those together. And then that king is obviously high-level heroes is just going to just wreck. So now the golem gets back in front. I think the golem goes down right away. But king is going to use his ability. Summon 16 barbs, I think, and that's insane. So I realize that that's an extreme example, but um, that's the kind of things you have to look for to use quakes. You know, when there's poor base design where the core from the wall of the core all the way to the outside at a certain point is only 8 walls long, earthquake that. If you can open up a wall from, if you can open up a hole from the outside all the way into the core, nothing's going to stop that GoWiVa, and you're going to be able to run right through. So, really try focus on drawing out your spell placement. You know, get into the core with the rage, or um, you know, heal into the. You know, it depends, right? So if you earthquake on the inside, you got a wall break in. You know, drop the poison. Well, you wouldn't have poisons if you're using earthquake. So wall break from the outside walls, rage to get into the core, drop a heal that covers the whole core, and then, you know, drop a rage out or jump out or whatever your plan is. But, you know, it should basically draw a line through the middle of the base or wherever your main attack is. You don't want to overlap spells, and you definitely don't want to place them on top of each other. And if you feel like you're doing that, you're wasting the potential of the spell by going through it too quickly. Because I guarantee you, even the fastest of attacks, are using up the full duration of the rage spells and the heal spells and things like that. So keep those in mind, guys. Wish you luck for winning the rest of this war, and until next time, stay spooky, everyone.